Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the co-chairs of the law firm Pro Bono Project Advisory Committee, Regina Pisa, Chairman and Managing Partner of Goodwin Procter, and Robert Sheehan, Pro Bono Partner of Skadden, Arps, Slate, Marr, and Flom.
Good evening. I'm Regina Pisa, and together with Bob Sheehan, to my right, we serve as co-chairs of the Advisory Committee for the Pro Bono Institute's law firm Pro Bono Project. Esther, we need a shorter name. While I haven't served in that position as long as Bob, I think it's fair to say that we have seen enormous change in law firm Pro Bono due in no small part to the work, guidance, and sheer persistence of the Pro Bono Institute and Esther and the staff. In 2008, when the impact of the recession was beginning to be felt strongly, the Institute's challenged signatory law firms contributed approximately 5 million hours of pro bono service, a 13% increase over 2007. Let me say that again, 5 million hours of service. That is the equivalent of almost 2,800 full-time public interest lawyers. These 150 law firms essentially doubled the legal resources available to low-income and disadvantaged individuals, families, nonprofit groups, and economically distressed communities. Indeed, in 2008, our collective firms, those of you in this room, contributed an additional 1 million hours targeted to the poorest and most vulnerable among us. Some would say that that increase is due in part to the economic downturn that resulted in excess capacity. And that was certainly a factor, but not the only one. Do you agree, Bob?
I certainly do, Regina. I'm Bob Sheehan. I've been the chair of Skadden Arps for the last 15 years until my partner set me free a few months ago. And now I've become the pro bono partner, as the voice of God just said a few seconds ago. In this role, I get to continue working with Esther Laudent and Tammy and so many others at the Institute. It has been one of the great things I've been able to do for some years now, to work with them. It's a great organization. While keeping underutilized lawyers busy and engaged through pro bono was a clear trend in 2008 and again indeed in 2009, I think much of the increase was really a result of two other factors. The most obvious one, the increased need. As the recession has hit disproportionately those in our society most in need of help, that is the really main cause of what has happened. And secondly, though, because of the Pro Bono Institute and others, the institutionalization within the law firms of the concept of pro bono, it's really now into our very DNA. So in the cycles, good or bad, public service in the form of pro bono work is really here to stay. It's a core value and an integral aspect of all lawyers' work. The sheer increase in the volume of pro bono is certainly notable, but I'm struck by the change in the nature of pro bono work. Certainly much of the pro bono work our lawyers take on is still for individuals, as they need representation, as I indicated, all the more these days. But we're also seeing a level of creativity and commitment to larger projects. Law firms are no longer solely passive receptors of pro bono service from public interest groups. We are in the forefront of addressing critical needs, and we are key shareholders in that effort. Signature projects, policy advocacy, major initiatives in the area of education, immigration, criminal justice, and the like, all are being managed and staffed by major law firms. We've also seen, I think, a growing understanding of the importance of firms being engaged in the major policy issues of our time. While some firms once steered away from issues that could be viewed as controversial, there is a growing acceptance of the importance of ensuring that both sides in hot-button issues have the best possible legal assistance available. The extraordinary numbers of law firms representing Guantanamo detainees is an excellent example of this, ensuring that everyone, even those who oppose our democracy and our nation, get a fair and just hearing. That's a critical element of promoting and strengthening the rule of law around the world.
Another change we have noted is the understanding that pro bono is not only the right thing to do, it is also, from a business perspective, the smart thing to do. As we rethink and retool so many aspects of the operations of our respective firms, from associate retention, training, and compensation, to how we interact with our corporate clients, there are more and more opportunities to align pro bono and its many benefits with the core business goals of our firms. We don't do pro bono for business advantage and gain, but structuring ourselves to take advantage of the marketing, competition, talent, and management benefits that pro bono can provide is far more common among firms today than it was 5 or 6 years ago.
I'm also struck by a development in response to the growing interest in pro bono evidenced by our corporate clients of pro bono partnerships between law firms and legal departments. Our clients have not been shy about telling us about their greater emphasis on pro bono service. We get far more questions and see pro bono as a topic of RFPs routinely. Given the expertise and strength in pro bono amongst so many of the law firms, it makes good sense for the pro bono client and for both the law firm and the legal department to work cooperatively to serve more clients and more efficiently.
I guess I'd like to mention one other development in pro bono. Because of the economic turmoil of the past 2 years, both of our firms, as well as many firms in this room, have had to defer associates, offer sabbaticals, and lay off some portion of their legal staff. I know of no other profession that was able to reduce headcount while also serving the public interest. I am very proud of what we all did. We at Goodwin supported a number of extremely talented lawyers in undertaking full-time public interest work in a moment when there was a desperate need for more help. I know that Skadden Arps did the same with their Skadden Fellows. Not only did our lawyers make a difference in the lives of their clients and communities, we found that their focus on the public interest helped our morale and brought unexpected positive consequences for our firm.
We had a similar result at Skadden. The fact is, all of us are lawyers because we want to serve. Not only are we celebrating that tradition of service tonight, we are celebrating its resilience in the most trying of times. Thank you.
Thank you all.